Anybody who is familiar with this channel will know that I'm a VET investor and that I believe in the long-term prospects of both VET and VeChain. But actually the reason as to why I like VeChain and that I'm fully behind the project is because VeChain are empowering average people with information which has never before been possible. And I really think that VeChain are one of the organizations fighting the corner of the average person. And so in addition to all of the investment-based content which I produce on VeChain, I wanted to make this video to share my views on why it's about more than just money with VeChain. I mean, don't get me wrong, I am an investor and I am looking for a good return on capital, but what VeChain are doing in my view extends beyond money as well. Anyway, before we get any further, I want to invite you to subscribe to our channel for our monthly crypto giveaways as well as fresh daily content. So in my opinion, VeChain are empowering companies with data which they wouldn't have otherwise had, and then this data is finding its way to average customers all over the world, and I'll tell you why that is. While companies do have the choice as to whether they want to share the data insights which they possess with customers, at the same time, in today's rapidly changing and ultra-competitive marketplace, they really don't have a choice if they want to survive. Businesses are effectively trend followers, not trend makers, and so it's their job to respond to changing consumer trends and demands. And actually, as many of us will know, what consumers want in 2021 is data and information about the products which they are using and consuming. Unlike 20 or 30 years ago, there is now a widespread desire in consumers across all product types and industries to want products which are produced in an environmentally friendly way, and consumers are also much more sensitive about the products which they take into their home, and even more so about the edible products which they consume. And so businesses being trend followers want to outcompete their own competitors, and so they want to provide customers with an edge over the other suppliers in their market. And those other suppliers, recognizing that they are now losing customers and revenue, will seek to close that gap by doing the same thing or providing an even better service. And so actually, even though VeChain do provide information to businesses, any of that data which is useful to the customer or consumer will likely find its way to them, as it's good business on the part of the supplier to do so. Ever since trade began in the early days, there has always been an inherent level of unfairness in any commercial transaction. The vendor has almost always had a huge information advantage on the potential purchaser, as until now the purchaser had no information which the vendor didn't choose to share, except for the very obscure information which is legally required to be shared. But even still, this information didn't extend to the important questions which people wanted to know. It didn't tell people where the product had been, who had handled it along the way, and whether it was kept in sanitary conditions, which is an especially important question for food products. And although over the last decade there has been a move into providing product traceability, you still only get what the supplier wants you to see, and traceability usually only extends to key points and provides far less information than VeChain could likely provide. And what's more is that VeChain have the ability to share data on a secure, trust-free blockchain, so that the customer is effectively getting every piece of information which the business is, and this is leveling the playing field. I for one know that if my local butcher or bakery decided to provide full product traceability and product information to the extent which VeChain can provide, I'd be a much more satisfied and loyal customer, because any business which believes in the quality of their product and integrity of their supply chain and so on so much, that they are willing to share with customers every piece of relevant information which the business owner has, well, what better guarantee of product quality can a customer ask for, and what better level of product traceability could I want other than knowing everything about the product that the business owner knows? And so you see, not only is this ability potentially very lucrative for VeChain as they can continue to develop partnerships and so on, but also in my opinion, VeChain are helping to solve the asymmetric information problem which has existed in trade ever since trade began, and so they are beginning to level the playing field for everybody, and this will force companies to become more transparent. And I know that there are a lot of businesses who are trying their best to be fair with customers and provide as much useful information as they can, but right now the average business just doesn't have this kind of technological capability. And not only this, but by enabling the good businesses to become better in this sense, they are also forcing the bad eggs and the exploiters and cheats to become more honest as well. And I personally think that this is a very useful and honourable thing. It's not often that we come across a combination of a good investment and an organisation which is truly bettering the world for average people. Anyway, that's all for this video. If you enjoyed, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Thanks for watching.